Welcome to my channel. Thanks for being here. Today I am going to talk about if you've ever had the feeling of like flitting between selves and not really knowing which one you are. So for years, I was living behind masks almost. It was like I wasn't living sincerely, being who I really truly am with the person who was in front of me. And so in this video, I want to talk about how I got over that, how I figured out how to be myself in all circumstances. I think for me, it goes back. I mean, all of us had a traumatic childhood. Mine was no exception. And I learned that it was not safe to be myself, that it was not okay to be me. And as sort of a survival mechanism, I learned to be who the person in front of me needed me to be. So being the person that the person in front of me needed me to be, was helpful. But what ended up resulting was me not having an actual identity. And that kind of always meant that my validation was up for hire. My identity was to the highest bidder. So whoever I esteemed had the most value in the room was who I was going to get the approval of. And my way of doing that was being who they thought I was. And of course, this is something that we all do to different degrees, but I found that new situations were really anxiety inducing for me, especially new situations where like a friend would be introducing me to a group of friends. Because with this one friend, I am one person, but I don't know this group of friends and I don't know who I'm going to find more powerful or more desirable within them. And this wasn't a conscious chain of thought. This was just this, looking back on it now, I can see it objectively, but I was afraid of figuring out who to be, of being the right person at the time. But it was all motivated from self-preservation and elevation. It was an instinct. What I ended up doing, what I ended up finally figuring out is there is a center to come back to that is always truly Casey, and that is love. If I can respond to the situation, if I can respond to the person in front of me with compassion and love as much as I can muster, as long as I can respond with love, then that is how I can be consistently me. Because I don't know who Casey is. Casey is an identity construct that was created throughout my life, and it's Casey is different to you than she is to my mom, than she is to my best friend in Paris, to my best friend in the States. I'm not the same person to each one of these people, and that is partly because of how I act when I'm in front of them, but it's mostly because of all of your experiences that led up to this moment in your life. The way that you see me is based on your whole experience. So you could see me as some crazy hippie who's full of shit. You could see me as some wise person. You could see me as just a nice person. You could, I don't know. I don't know. I can't know because that's up to you. I can't continue to change trying to be who I think you want me to be, because that is truly schizophrenic, because a thought isn't real and I have no idea what you think of me. So trying to be what I think you think I am is impossible, and it will always fall short for one or both of us. And so I might as well do the most consistent thing I can, which is be as honest as I possibly can. And the only way that I can be consistently honest and be at peace is to come from a space of love. Because what puts my mind at unrest is judging other people and disliking other people and thinking I'm better than other people. And because I did it for a long time. I did it for a very long time. And I was hardest of all on myself. So this is why I finally came to the conclusion that if I want to be consistent in my interactions, if I want to really feel like I am being me for each person that I'm communicating with, then it has to come from a place of love. And I always find that I really like who I am when I'm coming from a place of love. And I'm still not, this is not a skill that I've perfected. Like I have social anxiety. I'm awkward as frack. Like I'm not, like I'm not cured of this, but I'm working on it and I'm much better. I'm definitely much better. But, there are still people that I want the approval of, and there are still people that I don't want their attention at all. And that changes who I am, and it makes an insincere interaction. I know that I'm with somebody who I want the approval of, I'm doing things that I think that they want me to do. I'm behaving in ways I think that they'll find favorable. Maybe I'm being a little more silly than I normally would be, or maybe I'm being a little more serious than I normally would be, or maybe if I don't want the attention of someone, then I'm a little bit rude to them, or a little bit I'm dismissive. And those are not, all of those things I can feel just are not truly me, and they're not good for me. So I know that coming from a space of love in all interactions for most of you probably sounds impossible. I definitely would have thought it was impossible. If you said this to me 1 year ago, I would have been like, poppycock. This is not, I'm not doing that. It's not possible. But just try to do it as much as you can with the people you love anyway. And then try to do it with somebody who you're indifferent to, like the cashier, or, somebody you see who, like, you don't dislike them, you don't like them. They're just another human in your life. And if you can, if it's going to help, I mean, it'll definitely help. Just try to imagine responding, like imagine a scenario with, like, if it's your boss or your stepdad or your angsty teenage kid, or the entitled Karen on the phone. Sorry, Karens. Then just try to imagine that person and you responding with love. And that's just an imagination exercise. You don't actually have to do it in real life. You can still be full of rage and spite and bitterness, and if you want to do that, but it's not good for you. And you should try to respond with love, because they're not going to hear you until you are compassionate with them, and the conflict is just going to keep going on. Another thing that helps is one of my colleagues actually told me this. Not all handicaps are physical. And I was like, oh, that was like eye-opening. It was very eye-opening, and it changed my perspective. And I'm not talking about like handicaps in the way that we traditionally think of them. Ram Dass talks about people as trees. If you go into a forest and you see, like, there's this tree over here and it kind of grew in this like kind of gnarly way, and then there's like a pine over there and it grew that way, and you can see that it grew this way because there was a lot more sunlight over there, so its branches on this side are really long and these ones are a bit shorter, and this one's a bit stumpy, and they all grew in ways that they needed to grow to thrive the best. And we have no idea what the circumstances were that led up to the person's personality. You have no idea. And so if they can't hear you where you're coming from, it could just be because they're kind of like a tree. Like, they grew in a way that makes it so that they feel attacked whenever the situation is. So don't assume that you know everything about someone's personality. Be a little more compassionate with them. Just for a second, if you can. I think that's it. I'm getting the hang of this, I think. I'm trying. Just stick with me. I'm going to stick with it because I actually really like doing this, and I really like the idea of helping myself while helping people. That's kind of like the main motivation for doing this. I feel like with every one of these, I'm just going to be like loosening a knot that I have in myself, and hopefully doing the same for you. So their videos might be a bit crap right now, or like kind of all over the place. They'll get more fluid as I go on, but just like stay with me, continue your support. The reason I say like, share, subscribe is because that just helps the algorithms. So if you want to support me, the best thing that you can do is just interact with this video in some way. I'm not really sure how long I'm going to do these, but I feel like as long as I have something to say, I'll keep it up. I initially said I was going to make it kind of vloggy. You haven't heard anything about my life yet, but if you want to hear about my current life or past life, this lifetime, let me know. Let me know if you have anything that you think I could help you with in the comments, if you're struggling with something. And let me know if this resonated with you. So yeah, I don't know. Just continue sharing the love. I'm going to keep sharing the love. That's what this is all about. Like, they were right in the 60s. All you need is love. Everything is about love. The whole universe is love. When you let go of your identity, when you let go of yourself, when you let go of all the labels on everything, all there is love and dying into the moment in a good way. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for the love. Keep sharing it, and we'll see you next time. I still hate this so much. Trying this side of the room because the sun's on that side now, and I still can't wear my glasses because there's a reflection. So this is for you. I'm blind for you. You're welcome. Blah, 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 blah. I got a little, the memory on the that, and the battery on the this, and the, yeah, I'm kind of a ham. This is going nowhere. I'll get there. Why am I out of breath? I'm not even doing anything. Blow, 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 blow. This is take 3. Yep, take 3. Take 3, sitting on my living room / kitchen / bedroom floor.